revisiting my dreams with the king.
I've been great, brother. I've been great, man. Hanging in there. My kids getting older. Doing the daddy thing, man. How about you?
Mine, all adults, man.
All of them? They all gone out the house?
Yeah, I'm empty nesting now.
Dang, bro.
The last one a sophomore in college, and he's self sufficient right now. He played basketball, so he living NIL, all kind of stuff. Yeah,
Dope.
he
Where's he at?
he at Loyola now. He was at USC last year.
Okay.
USC, he was a freshman last year, so he had Loyola right across it, and still in LA though.
Yeah. My oldest son graduated from Loyola Marymount.
Oh, okay,
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah. He didn't play sports, of course, but
yeah. He
he
hooping,
went.
he hooping there now.
That's dope, man. For sure, man. We're gonna go ahead and get into it. We got a lot to talk about, man. I thank you for doing this, Jason. I know you generally pretty reserved, but you got you out there. You got your name is out there. Your stats is out there online. Your history's out there in terms of And we're not gonna get into nothing personal. We're gonna keep it on the sports, but definitely, I'm looking forward to this time. We're gonna talk about how you've traversed through sports and then have some fun with it. Talk a little bit about Vallejo and everything. So hope you enjoyed it. Hope you enjoyed the time with me today, man.
Let's do it.
For sure. I was already recording, so some of that stuff I might like chop up a little bit, like before and after, just to
Oh
add
yeah,
some
that was.
flavor to the
I was
episode.
like, yeah, that's we could have saved that for the material, but yeah, you got it. Yeah.
Yeah, it's chopping. It's chopping for sure. Started recording, but I'm gonna go ahead and get into the episode. Yo, good people, welcome to another episode of The Ride, a journey to your dreams. I'm your host, Johnny King III, aka Still Chill Leroy, and this is the Revisit Your Dreams podcast right here on the Revisit Your Dreams channel on YouTube.com. I want to remind you what we're doing here at Revisit Your Dreams. Our goal to Revisit Your Dreams is to inspire, to encourage, to motivate, to explore real life stories of trial, error, and success, and maybe even provide a few laughs along the way. Today's episode is titled It's in the Name, an All-American Football Legacy. I'm very excited about this episode. My very special guest today is a native of Vallejo, California, currently residing in Frisco, Texas, a prominent bearer of the last name Shelley. We'll explain further. As a freshman All-American wide receiver for University of Washington Huskies, he scored and showcased his skills in the Rose Bowl in 1993 on a 64-yard touchdown from quarterback Mark Brunell against the Michigan Wolverines, led by NFL standout running back Tyrone Wheatley. After transferring to Central State University in Ohio, he helped lead CSU to an NAIA Division I National Championship in 1995. He spent time on the NFL roster of the Dallas Cowboys and Cincinnati Bengals and caught a 60-yard touchdown in a preseason game against the Oakland Raiders in 1996 as a Dallas Cowboy. Out of high school, he was drafted into Major League Baseball by the Atlanta Braves and spent 3 seasons in the Braves minor league organization. His football talents earned him time in the NFL Europe, the XFL, and Arena Football League, where he recorded back-to-back 1,000-yard, 20-plus touchdown seasons for the Dallas Desperados in 2004 and 2005. He was a Vallejo High School varsity letterman in 4 sports: football, baseball, basketball, and track and field. And in March of 2025, he proudly accepted his well deserved induction into the Vallejo Sports Hall of Fame that includes athletic greats such as MLB Hall of Famer CC Sabathia, Olympic gold medalist swimmer Natalie Coughlin, NCAA wrestling champion Mark Munoz, and Super Bowl champion running back CJ Anderson, among many other greats. He is a torchbearer for his family's name and is the father, brother, uncle, and cousin to one of America's greatest athletic families. The accolades could just keep running, but we just gonna go ahead and get into the show. Please welcome my very special guest, a former classmate, former teammate, my homeboy from the V, Jason Shelley. Welcome to the show.
Appreciate it, Johnny. Right on, man. Appreciate that. That was dope right there, man. You should have did that at the Vallejo Sports Hall of Fame, man. They need to get you up in there to start doing that announcement, man. That was
Man,
cold right there, man. I appreciate it.
For sure,
Nice,
man. Hey,
nice.
I know it goes longer than that, bro. I know it goes longer than that. I was a fan of you in high school. As teammates, I didn't play football, but we was on the same track team. But I was
Yeah.
a fan of you in high school, and kind of followed through college as much as I could. We didn't have the internet back then, so we couldn't tap in as much. You know what I'm saying? But
And we had fun. Didn't we have fun at the high? We had fun at Blue
bro,
High, didn't we? We
Vallejo,
had
man.
we had
Vallejo
some
was
best
Vallejo
time.
was something else, bro. Vallejo was something. It's so memorable, man. Like so many moments, like vivid. Those memories are vivid to me. Like some of those memories. This is how I like to start the show. Actually, this is kind of you running right on into it, like how we met. We just know each other from high school.
Mhm.
Jason, like I said, I read his accolades in high school, and we're gonna get more in depth into what Jason has done and accomplished. But I just remember Jay, some very very vivid memories. I knew you as a prominent wide receiver, a dominant wide receiver before I knew who Randy Moss was.
Mm.
So I remember, Friday nights under the lights, Chris Kirk throwing you bombs in the back of the end zone. He just throw it up. You just running up there, long arm, long legs, just jump up there, take the top off the defense and come down with it like all the time. 18. I never forget that. Like I have very vivid visual memories of those things. I also remember a time in the Vallejo Hogan and played basketball and against Vallejo and Hogan at home. And you was coming across half court and they threw you the outlet pass off the left wing and you just went into the hole. I mean, dunked on everybody and tore the house down,
Yeah,
man. I
that's one of the most favorite things I ever did, man. Because basketball was fun, and you remember how them Hogan Vallejo gyms used to be standing room only, and
hell
then you might
yeah.
not get in if you didn't come to the JV game. Remember,
Exactly. You
it
had
was
to be
too
there
packed.
early at the JV
It was
game.
too packed. It was too
Yep.
packed. So that was one of those things. My boy Fred Walton, Nono would be doing the announcing over the
Mm-hmm.
microphone.
Mm-hmm.
Man, well, but it's like football wise in the high coming back. My brother, man, I gotta give my brother all the credit for that because people don't realize my brother Steve had just he had just got let go by the Chargers, but he had
Mm-hmm.
already played Division I football at Fresno State. Had already been a junior college All American at CC.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Then he went to the Chargers. He did some Canada. He came back and he coached me, and he was only like 23 years old. And that was the blessing right there. He gave me. He got me
Game.
so ready. I was playing. I was athletic and I could run, I could catch, I could do all that stuff. But he had me thinking and seeing the game that I didn't think other people was doing that in high school.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's the reason why I was able to just walk into college as a freshman 30 plus years ago when everybody redshirted.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You just usually wasn't physically strong enough to be able to get out. You
Mm-hmm.
needed that time to develop, get in the weight room. And I needed that time too, but I could play because of my mind, and I was athletic enough to get away
Yeah.
with it.
Yeah.
But yeah, my brother
And you was
Steve had
sharp
it right.
with it. And your brother Steven, yeah, we're gonna give you a more opportunity to talk about him. I had a pleasure of interviewing your sister, your younger sister Shannon, and her husband. A few weeks ago. That episode actually just aired a couple weeks ago. But we were talking about, how like kids reclass down now. If they have a late birthday, and we was like, if Jason, she said, man, just think if Jason would have reclassed back and had a whole nother year in high school, how much more ready and prepared you would have been, going in the University of Washington your freshman year. I mean, you were already that dude, but
A year
it'd
older
have been a
though,
whole nother way to think.
a full
Yeah,
a full year older.
yeah, stronger, bigger, smarter.
Yeah, it'd have been a crazy difference.
It'd have been
Absolutely,
crazy. It'd have been
absolutely.
crazy, man. Let's get into this, man. For some people, it was your older brother. You mentioned him. For others, it was your older sisters. For
Yeah.
me and our Vallejo High classmates, it was you and your younger siblings. For thousands of others, it's your son and your nieces and your nephews that have brought the Shelley name to life in their world. Talk about what it means to not only be a member of the Shelley family tree, but to be a prominent branch on that family tree.
It all started just looking at my older brothers, sisters competing, and just want to be like them, just waiting for my turn to get my chance to put a uniform on. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
So I could just go out there and compete. It was always just competing around the house. We'd have
Mhm.
our own track meets. We'd have our own football games. We'd have our own basketball games. We would have our own over the line games or wiffle ball games.
Mm-hmm.
We do all that. We'd have our own sporting events with as many kids that was in my house and family.
Yeah.
We would pack up and take our family and go play football against another family. It wouldn't be usually a family, it'd be a couple of them. They'd have to put a couple together to get the size.
Yeah.
It'd be that neighborhood over there around the corner in Rancho or something like that. We playing at Dan Mini. We got a game going. Seriously. My sister,
That's crazy.
Lane, her nickname was Lane Swan. Right?
Like Lynn, yeah, for
She
sure.
was the deep threat. My sister, right? Exactly.
Wow.
Steve, Shifty, Woo, best hands you ever seen. Chris Carter, Larry Fitzgerald, best hands in the family. I don't got the best hands in the family. That
Really?
belongs to Woo.
Wow.
That belongs to Woo. I'm telling you, I'm just a piece of all of them. That's all it
Okay.
is. Being a younger brother, being number 8 out of 10,
Yeah.
I'm just a piece of all of them. That's what it is.
Yeah. It
So
ain't. Go
I
ahead.
might
My bad.
I might not be the best in anything in any one area. I might be number 2. It's just when you add up all my number 2s, they might end up with a lot of votes, you know.
Yeah. That's fact.
But
That's fact.
I
Man,
mean,
that's crazy to be, and that's why this episode is titled what it's titled. And it's crazy to be from a family that has that many athletes. When you talk about your older sisters and your older brother, man, I mean older brothers, and that as y'all would go to, and Shannon mentioned that too. Y'all would go to whole other neighborhoods to challenge other families in different games and different sports. And it was what, 10 of you guys?
yeah,
And
10.
where are you on the chart of 10? I know Shannon is the youngest,
Number 8.
right?
No, I'm number 8, and then the twins, Shannon and Sean, are 9 and 10, but Shannon is number 9 by 16 minutes.
Okay, so
So
Sean
that's
is the youngest.
actually, yeah, Sean is actually the baby.
Okay, okay,
Yeah.
bet,
So we,
man. That's a strong family tree, man. I mean, y'all keep putting out, athletes nonstop, and the gene pool is crazy. Was your dad athletic? Was your mom athletic? Where did those genes come from?
both, both. So my dad was a good athlete. He high jumped and owned the record at Utah State for a while before they were doing the Flosberry Flop. Pops was
Okay,
over there high jumping 6'10", 6'11" already.
word.
Yeah, Pop's like 6'4", play free safety, signed with the Steelers. The reason I'm a Steeler fan to this day, he played in Canada where he blew his knee out. And back then, blown knees, that's career ending back in the
Yeah,
70s.
back then.
He got the scar to prove it from that surgery. But he was a good athlete. My mom was a tough athlete too. My mom played basketball. My mom ran track. She was fast. 100-meter champion in Texas. Now, mind you, my mother went to segregated schools in Texas.
Mm,
Okay, my mom is a walking history book. My mother's 83 years old. So she's a walking history book. So her younger sister is the first black to graduate from Snyder High School in Texas.
dang.
So
Yeah,
mom
that's
was an athlete. She was just going compete. She was competing like at the HBCUs of high schools. So,
for sure.
but she was an athlete too, definitely. So we got some bits and pieces from.
Yeah, you got from a lot though, man. It's pretty deep. Earlier, let's get more into it. We're gonna find out even more as we go. Earlier this year in March, you were honored with the well-deserved distinction as one of Vallejo's greatest athletes with your induction into the Vallejo Sports Hall of Fame. Talk about that night and what that honor meant to you.
It was a good feeling, definitely. Let me say that I felt good. I felt it was an honor to get the recognition from the town I grew up in, town I respect. Loved ones, friends, people still there. Growing up in that community, it meant a lot because of the people I looked up to that
Mhm.
were inducted to it ahead of me. You know, so it meant a lot to me. It meant a lot for Vallejo to give me the recognition. I wear Vallejo proudly everywhere I go. Anybody, talk to me, they let you know. I tell them I'm from Vallejo, California.
Real clean.
I let them know it's in the Bay afterwards when they ask, maybe,
With
but
they
I
think it's in
tell
Southern Cal. Nah, it's in
yeah,
Northern.
yeah. I'm tell them it's Vallejo though every time,
For sure.
or they might jump out there with one of the rappers that they know, something like that.
Hmm.
But yeah, I'm always repping Blair. So it was just an honor. It felt good, to be there with some of my people, my siblings, nephew was there, my wife. So it was just an honor. It was a nice night. Friends. I went in with some friends. Went in with Smitty. Went in with John
Dog,
Hardy. Went
dog.
in with Ali. I went in with people. I went in with Duke. Duke Brown. Looked up to Duke Brown.
Yeah.
I remember him playing basketball at Vallejo High. See, he graduated with my sister Lane.
Mm-hmm.
Lane graduated 82. I think Duke graduated 82. Uh, Lane played basketball. Vic Wallace was her coach. Vic
Mm-hmm.
Wallace was my coach. You
Mm-hmm.
know, uh,
Mm-hmm.
uh, uh, so she and Duke know each other. So I looked up to him, watching him play on those teams with, those guys. They had squad Dale Hurl and them guys. It was
Yeah.
tough. You
Yeah.
know, yeah, I looked up to those guys playing, and I want to do that too.
Yeah, man,
You know,
that's it to not only to get inducted and to go in, but to go in with some people that who you respect and you revere as well, like on your level, like you're an athletic goat in your own right, but to be on the stage with some of those of your peers, it's like, yeah, I went in with some real ones,
yeah.
uh, definitely. I know all those people you talk. I don't know Dick, but definitely Ali, Smitty, you know,
Smitty, one of the best baseball players you ever laid your eyes on in your life.
bruh. Come
you
on,
know,
man. Come on,
Smitty.
bro. Just all natural.
Yeah,
Everything was natural.
man, wasn't
Run
nothing.
natural, throw natural, hit natural, think the game. Why scoop the ball up, man?
True
Make
story.
true.
So in the ninth grade, I
hmm
was a freshman starting on JV at shortstop.
hmm
You know what I mean?
You was a freshman starting on JV.
On JV at shortstop.
Yeah,
Yeah. But you know who was the starter on varsity at shortstop?
it's
The
me.
freshman Chris Smith.
Right.
I knew I would never finna play that again because I
You
played
like,
on the
yeah.
summer team that he wasn't on.
Yeah, and they had to move you to another spot. That's how you end up
Yeah.
on first.
I ended up on my sophomore year I played second. My junior year I played third. Senior year I played first. Dabbled in the outfield a little bit. I was just a cat that I was an athlete. Coach was like, "We might need you here now. We need you here now. We need you
Yeah.
here." You know,
All around, bro. All around athletic talent, man. I remember those days, bro. I remember those days. We're gonna get into some of that in more shortly too. You are a four-sport athlete in high school. You lettered in all four sports. You were recruited in football by nearly all of the biggest football schools in the country at that time. Maybe not all, but I'm gonna let you get deeper into that. You were drafted into the Major League Baseball by the Atlanta Braves. You were a Division I All-American and national champion wide receiver in college. You played NFL Europe, XFL, AFL. Your athletic career and accomplishments are a reflection of the athletes that were birthed in Vallejo and the accolades that they earned. With so many great athletes from our city, what is it about Vallejo, do you think, that produces such bulk talent year after year after year coming out of Vallejo?
the grit, the grit, man. People from Vallejo, we just everything we do, we compete in it, right?
Mm-hmm.
Everything we do, it's the grit. It's just kind of in us from the city. It's the hustler in us from the Bay. You know what I mean? It's just how you gonna get it. I was thinking about getting it through sports. So I was serious about that. And that got the energy that some people give the hustle to music. Some people give the hustle to the streets. Some people,
Mm-hmm.
some people give the hustle to the books. My brother, woo, he a doctor now.
Yeah.
He's Dr. Philip Shelley. He got a doctorate. You know what I'm saying?
Dope.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
But
So,
but he put it all in. He put all into it though. He
yeah,
went all in.
the kind of time it take to accomplish that,
Yeah.
you know. So, I think that's what it is about Vallejo. Vallejo is just, you just got to get it how you live, Vallejo,
Yeah.
Vallejo, California, the itty bitty city. I just think that that's what it is. Ever since, I mean, growing up, you had your tussles in the neighborhood. You tussle at this guy at this school. You got then you end up being friends. I
hmm
just this is where it was. You just had to grow up, and it was just always a city where you seem like, you're proving yourself some way.
Yeah.
One way or another, you're proving yourself. You know,
Yeah. It definitely is a proven ground. I had my one of my very first interviews was with Montre Everett, and me
my
and
man.
Montre was talking about that same thing. And
Mhm.
it's you definitely have to. It's such a competitive city. It's a small city. There was two public high schools, one private high school. So if you wanted to make any sports team, no matter what sport it was, you was gonna have to compete. to do it. And you was gonna have to compete against some dogs to do it. You know what I mean? Shoot.
I
I
was telling
mean,
somebody how we cut. You had to try out for the football team. We was only passed out about 38 uniforms.
mhm.
Here in Texas, they don't cut. If you want to play, they give you a uniform. You're on the team. There's 100 kids on the sideline.
I was wondering. I was watching football. I was like, why so many kids? That's how
Yeah,
they do it.
they don't cut. You ain't
Okay.
gonna never play, but they give you a uniform. You can put it
Yeah.
on, and these kids live for that.
Hmm.
Growing up, thinking they got to play football for their high school and everything to run out through the smoke and all that.
Yeah.
Man, this high school out here crazy. I'm telling you, they built a $60 million stadium to seat 20,000 people.
For high school, bro.
It's nothing too, and they be filling them.
Yeah. For real. Every game. The whole
Crazy.
town shut down. Everybody at the game.
There's a ton of that. Yeah, boy, they ever say you want to rob anybody, don't just wait till Friday night. You can get somewhere. All the police there too. Everybody at the game. The whole town,
uh,
literally.
what 40 say? When he said talking about let a bomb. I forgot that line when he's talking about let a bomb off on the other side of town. Draw the popo attention on the other
Yeah.
side of town.
Let's let off some 203s on the
The other
side
side of
down.
town.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's it. That's it right there.
We're
Let's
gonna
let
pull
us
shift the change, go to
got a
shooting
shooting
range
range,
again,
revenge
gonna
on
be a
a
rebound,
rebound, war
war
games,
game, droughts
drought,
out.
outs, lost clientele, but it will prevail. Yeah, so that's that V right there. That's that V
Yeah.
love. For sure, man. I think the same thing, man. Vallejo, like I said, is very competitive. And like um I played baseball, JV baseball, ninth grade and 10th grade, right? But I knew I could not compete with y'all on the varsity level. Norm Tanner wasn't going to have me. I didn't compete with you guys as kids. So I didn't start competing with you guys until like ninth grade. And I had some athletic skill, athletic, ability. I took it on the track and, did pretty good at hurdles. But
That's what I remember, the hurdler.
yeah. I
Lou,
was
Chris Redmond, y'all was
mhm.
the hurdlers on the team.
Yep. I was pretty good at that, but baseball, I played baseball for the city league. I end up, and I couldn't even play in Vallejo because it was so, Vallejo Mets wouldn't accept. I went to the tryout. I did really well. Coach Faye and them was at me, but they still wouldn't pick me. I got cut from that, and I did extremely well, and so I ended up
Man,
playing.
I didn't. I sat at the bench in high school, right? I came off the bench. I didn't even start till my senior year.
I
I,
didn't know that.
I didn't even start till my senior year, man. We was raw, man.
Raw,
We was in
Jabbar Brown, Ivory Jones,
Chris Smith,
Smitty,
Dane Hollins,
Dame. Oh my
Randy
God.
Jackson,
Yes.
Fred Ford,
Fred, my cuz.
man,
Roy was on it. Roy
Roy
Martin,
Martin,
Leroy Patrick,
Leroy Patrick, Nico Whiteman,
Rico. Oh, rest in peace, Rico. Rest in peace.
Green
Yeah,
Eyes.
dude. Squad,
Look,
man.
we was East Side. We called ourselves the East Side. We came off the bench. Me, Rico Whiteman, Roy Martin.
Mm-hmm.
Joel Williams was on that team
Joel,
too, and Stan Lewis too. They was both on
Stanley.
that team. But
Yep.
me, Reek Whiteman, Leroy Patrick,
Mm-hmm.
Adrian Wilson.
Adrian.
We was all the East Side. We was off the bench, and we come off the bench and wear you out too.
Where you
We
out?
was raw.
Y'all was
Came
raw,
off the
man.
bench and went 2 for 2 in the championship.
The whole squad was raw, man. It was fun going to watch those championship games, man. When y'all was competing for the state, man. The whole squad was raw. Vallejo was raw. All right, moving on, bro. Out of all the colleges that recruited you for football, you decided upon University of Washington, Division I PWI on the West Coast. What other? It's a two-part question. What other schools recruited you, and which offer made it difficult for you to choose UW? So, what other schools did recruit you other than UW, and which one of those schools made you say it's between this one and UW?
I was recruited by everybody, to tell you the truth. I got letters from everybody.
Everybody.
All the West Coast, up the East Coast, the South, the Midwest. I got letters from everybody because at one point I was the number one player in the country. I was rated as athlete. They rated us Sport News, Super Prep, USA Today. They rated us based on your position. But remember, I played offense and defense. I played
Mm-hmm.
receiver and safety. So
Mm-hmm.
I was rated as an athlete. So I was rated the number one athlete in the country by them. So and everybody told me I could play whatever position I wanted to, offense or defense, except USC. USC only wanted me as a defensive back. They didn't want me as a receiver,
Mm-hmm.
you know. But really, my recruiting, my trips were to, at the time. Now this is 1991, so this is some pretty big programs at the time. My first one was to Penn State. Joe Paterno was the coach.
Mm-hmm.
Second one was to University of Miami. Dennis Erickson was the coach. Third one, I took a trip to Cal. I always say this. I took that trip to Cal because I know my mom wanted me to consider staying home
Yeah.
to go to school. So I took the trip to Cal, right? Bruce Snyder was the head coach. And then I took a trip to University of Washington. Don James was the head coach.
Mm-hmm.
And my last trip was Notre Dame, Lou Holtz. Okay.
Legendary.
Now I chose, it came down to University of Washington and Miami. Those were the two because of style of play. They both threw the ball around. Both had just, come off having a lot of success. So I told my dad I was going to go to whoever won the national championship. They split it.
Yeah. Yeah.
They split it that year.
Oh,
They split the national championship that year. They each won a piece of it. One had the coaches poll, one had the AP.
yeah.
So I took my trip to Miami, took my trip to UW, and what it really came down to is that Miami's top 4 receivers were coming back, and UW's top 3 receivers were leaving.
So you knew that was time for you, some spots, some playing time for
And they
you.
sold me with the TV schedule too, because we was on ABC like 9 times my freshman year because we just won a national championship. So I
Yeah.
was on TV every week if my folks couldn't get up there to Seattle. So it
Yeah.
was that had a lot to do with it too. And just getting there, the trip, it felt good. And just there was so many people on the team. We was all from California too.
Yeah.
So
You
that
you
felt good too.
Man, you played on that squad, and you just mentioned all your teammates on UW was all a lot of them were from California, all from California. On that squad too was several NFL players, Mark Brunell, Napoleon Kaufman, who was the tight end. He went to the NFL too.
He had all 3 quarterbacks went to the NFL. Mark Brunell, Billy Joe Hobart, and Damon Heward.
Yep, I remember all 3 names.
Napoleon Kaufman, running back, NFL. Tight end, Mark Bruner,
Mark Bruner, that's
NFL, with the Steelers for years.
for sure.
Ernie Conwell with the Rams for years. He
That's
was
what
on
I was thinking about, Ernie Conwell.
Ernie was on that team with us too. It
Hmm.
was a couple other guys that came a little later after I left, but on that team with us too, offensive lineman like Lincoln Kennedy, first rounder.
Right, word,
uh, Jeff Garcia, guard that play and center that played for Carolina Panthers for a long time.
yeah,
Uh, Dave Hoffman, linebacker. Uh, uh, um, we had a ton of NFL players on that team for sure. We had some
dope,
raw
man. Yeah, definitely, man. So we talking about the caliber of talent that Jason brought to the football field at University of Washington. They already those names are stud names and common names, household names in the NFL ranks and the college ranks, and he's right among them, shining. As a freshman at University of Washington. Who were the names of the people that were on the University of Miami squad at that time that you might have been playing with?
Oh man, them cats was tough. Daryl Spencer, receiver. Kevin Williams, wide receiver, played with the Cowboys for a minute. Warren Sapp.
Sad Hall
Yeah.
of Famer.
Gino Torretta. Uh, uh, um, I mean, UW had a ton of NFL players on,
Yeah,
on there.
yeah,
Them
you.
receivers and DBs.
Is was
Horace
that the years? Was
Thompson.
those? Yeah, was that before the Ed Reed year or after?
No, Ed Reed younger. Ed Reed is in that next group that came in. That group was like the late '80s, early '90s.
Okay,
Ed Reed was part of that group that was the early 2000s.
okay.
You know,
Man, you had you had the opportunity to play with a lot of great players, and I'm sure you end up playing with more of them as you went on into the NFL Europe and the XFL and some of them in the AFL. But this is a piggyback question off of what we last just asked. So after your experience at UW, you transferred to the Midwest to dominate as a wide receiver at Central State University, where you helped to win a championship. Talk about, and Central State is an HBCU. It is the sole HBCU, the only HBCU in the state of Ohio. Talk about the differences between your experience at a PWI, University of Washington, and HBCU Central State.
Now I got to correct you there though. It's not the sole university, HBCU in Ohio.
Okay.
Right across the street from Central States, we got Wilberforce University.
Okay.
Yeah,
My
that's
my
HBCU.
my bad.
Absolutely. I'm
My
gonna give
fault.
Wilberforce. Yeah, I'm gonna give Wilberforce their props now. That's our rival over there a little
Yeah.
bit. So it's CSU all day, but I'm gonna let you know they exist though.
Hey, that's mad respect for doing that show for sure. Wilberforce
Absolutely.
and CSU exist. Both of them are in Wilberforce, Ohio.
Absolutely.
Bet.
Yeah.
Okay. What? So talk about the differences between your experience at University of Washington. Just from like a campus standpoint, a lifestyle standpoint, and then going to a HBCU.
Yeah, the PWI it felt more business, right?
Mm-hmm.
HBCU felt more family. You know, the lady in the calf like your auntie. Serving
Mm-hmm.
you. You professors. Door wide open. Go talk to them at any time. Talk to them about life and experience that they've had and you've had that are so similar.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Growing up in certain times and certain eras and just things that we go through as people, right? That's just a different conversation that I can have with that man,
Yeah.
or that woman, that professor. Not being in the classroom that got 400 people,
Mm-hmm.
you know,
Mm-hmm.
400 people, more intimate settings, it was just, it was just, and it was fun, man. It was seeing so many people that look like me striving and trying to be better and trying to do good and trying to do right things. That was inspiring.
Yeah.
That was inspiring to see so many of us there like that everywhere you look.
Mm-hmm.
People teaching me, the people feeding me, the people that's checking me in the library, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
That was inspiring. But now I had a lot of great experience at the PWI too, because college is college.
Yeah,
You're
for
gonna have
sure.
fun being a young person. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You gonna have fun being a young person.
Absolutely.
A lot of different experience as far as the football went, because of course, coming from a program that has a national championship, got endless monies. We flying, we charter planes. We go right to the plane. We don't even go through the airport. We go right to the plane.
Mm-hmm.
Get on it. It's just us on there and the people that travel with us. Police escorts to the game and hotels. It's big time. It's
Yeah.
really big time. Then you go to HBCU and we taking a bus everywhere.
Whole different experience.
We taking a bus everywhere. We're not staying in the same type of hotels. Our pregame meal look a little different. Our weight room is different.
Mhm.
You know,
How
you
did
know,
you how did you how did you adapt to that? Did you find that challenging to adapt to, or did you just kind of say it is what it is? I'm gonna get it out the mud here.
I'm from Vallejo, man. The grit, the grind. This is what I got to work with. This is what I'm using.
Yup.
You know what I mean? It might have been fancy. I'll give you a perfect example. You remember watching Rocky Four,
Mm-hmm.
right? Rocky Four. You remember Drago had all the updated equipment. Every
Mm-hmm.
exercise he was doing with advanced equipment and everything. And then they would show Rocky mirroring that exercise using nature,
Yeah.
carrying rocks, doing whatever, but he was still getting the same muscles work, same thing. It just wasn't as pretty and glamorous, but he was still getting it done. So UW might have had 10, 15 bench press racks in their weight room. CSU might have had one or two, maybe, right? I just got to wait my turn a little longer, but I'm going to still get to that bench.
Yeah. For
You see
sure.
what I mean?
Because that's how you get it. Yeah.
I might not have as many options for the dumbbells, but I'm going to still get to the ones I need.
Mm-hmm.
They got
Hard.
grass, I got cleats. We got footballs, I'm going to have what I need. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's dope, man. Heart of a champion, man, and straight, heart of Vallejo. Like you gonna make it happen no matter what, And the goal is the goal, no matter what the circumstances are. The goal is still the goal.
Everybody's path is different.
Yeah, and man, and with that, like you've had an interesting path because you've been through several different layers of the sport of football, from high school all the way to in different leagues, in different divisions, in different styles of play, from arena to XFL, different rules, and at the end of the day, an athlete is an athlete, a football player is a football player, a really good one is going to be able to succeed everywhere he goes. So I can see how, did you find it the competition at UW in, playing against, Michigan and those types? How did you find the competition different when you went to Central State?
And I'll say this. I'll say this. The difference is the linemen, offense and defensive linemen. It's a different type of resource that they need to be able to succeed,
Mhm.
as opposed to me, a wide receiver. I need less. The
Mhm.
big guys need different type of equipment, lift a different type of way, nutrition a different type of way. Coaching at the offensive line is tougher than coaching a wide receiver, a skill guy. I can get
Mhm.
away with him just being just athletic, but a lineman is going to rely way more on technique,
Yeah.
right? So those things matter. Because when I got to Central State, our receivers, DBs, they was just as good as the ones at Washington, if not better.
Mm.
For
Yeah.
real.
Yeah.
Our quarterback at Central State could have played at Washington. You
Yeah.
know what I'm saying? He could have. No question. No question. But the thing is the line. Now I might have had one or two linemen that could have played at Washington with me, but it's five in one group.
Yeah.
Then
Yeah.
some people go down and stuff like that too. You
Yeah.
know,
Size, not some of them are smaller. You don't
a
get to
little,
recruit the bigger kids.
right. The
Yeah.
same thing as basketball.
Yeah.
Duke is gonna get the kid that's gonna be 6'7", 6'8" to play his guard, where the HBCU probably gonna get a guy that's 6'2" to play guard.
Yeah. Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's just it's just the resources and the things that they can provide that financially the HBCUs can't. You know what I
Same
mean?
thing with the coaches. Like coaching is, you said coaching is a very prominent part of it, but if the HBCUs can't pay the coaches to come to Central State, when that coach can go to Miami or UW or somewhere else and get,
You
yeah,
giving Deion Sanders $500,000 a year at Jackson State, and Colorado could add a zero. You
yeah,
see what I'm saying?
or two if they wanted to. Yeah,
Right. Yeah, and which they did because they gave him a multi-year deal worth up to about 50 million. You see
yeah,
what I'm saying? So it's and you can't really blame a person for that,
yeah.
you
But
know.
still, y'all still was able to take, to turn that into a championship, no matter
Oh,
what.
we had
Like,
squad.
yeah,
We had squad. We didn't even really play any NAIA teams until we got to the playoffs. We was playing one AA teams, Division II teams. I mean, we
hmm,
was playing like Grambling. Them that's one AA's. They
yeah,
play D1 schools in the preseason. We was
hmm,
playing against them, and we was smacking people around, smacking people. We had a tough team, but we had a bunch of guys that had transferred from Division I program. My
okay,
boy was playing corner for us. He live out here now in Texas too. He from Richmond. He went to USC first, then he came to Central. We
hmm,
had a defensive end that went to East Carolina, then came to us. We had a kid that went to Jacksonville State, then came to us. Our quarterback went to Ohio University in Athens, the green and white team.
yeah, yeah.
He went there. He went there before he came to us. You know what I mean? So we
So
had some.
did y'all find did y'all find some camaraderie together in the fact that you guys all went to other schools and transferred in? You guys were talented at other schools and transferred in. Did y'all find like, okay, we could really do something here with this group?
Yeah, yeah, no question. We knew we came in. We knew we had some players. We
Hmm.
knew we had some players. It was just a matter of putting it together and staying together. So,
Yeah.
but we knew we had some players. We knew we had some people that could go. You
Have
know.
any of those guys made it to the league or made it to other football ranks beyond college level?
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. For my DB from that team, D Brown, he got drafted by the Eagles. He played some there. Played in the Arena League. My buddy from SC, he played a little Arena League. AJ Johnson, the wide receiver opposite of me, he played against me in NFL Europe. He also played for the Jets a couple years. Um, who else on the team that did some? My boy Theodis Regans played corner. He played in the Arena League too. Yep. Yes, we had a few. We had a few that did something.
Squad, man. Squad. All right, man.